Ducked off low key, yeah, you know me. Kickin' with Tyree, hit it 3 like Kyrie.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Kickin' It with Tyree. I'm here with Mo City.
What it do?
He got
What it
an
do?
album coming out on February 12th. That's correct. Called Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So, man, how you doing, man? It's been a minute.
Man, I'm good. How you been, bro?
Yeah, good, man. We were just talking about the first time we did this and how the mic died halfway through the podcast, and we just talking. We didn't even notice that everything died. We were just like talking. I look at it later. I'm like, damn, I ain't get none of that. None of it. It was like we was talking halfway through. It just went silent, and it was just donezo.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
Everything's...
We got it way better now. We way better now. It was just a camera and a shotgun mic back in the day at High Five Studios, man. So I always start off with this one question: how'd you get into music? What brought you to music?
Same thing as everybody else. Yeah. Listening in the car when your mom's driving and making it, well, maybe that's not the same for everybody else, but putting in your own words in the songs. But then my dad made music. So when my dad made music, I wanted to be just like my dad. In the beginning, I didn't really have an interest in doing like music or nothing. But yeah, that's how I got into it, is through my pops.
That's dope. So how was, the influence from your dad kind of carried you through making music today as an adult?
Oh my God. So my dad was my best friend for a long time, and then he passed away. But it's crazy because I don't ever really remember listening to his music because I was so young, but a lot of his friends say we rap in like really similar ways. So I think that's just something in the genetics or something.
You'll have to find one of them tapes from back in the day. I know one of them probably got one. One of them got one.
I mean, I used to talk to his old engineer like, hey, give me a verse from one of his songs. I'll put it together with one of mine. And we just never got it done.
Damn, you're gonna have to get that done. Damn near have to get a tape with just you and your pops or something like that. That'd be cold. That's down the road. That's down the road, man. So I want to talk about Benchwarmers just a little bit, because that's my favorite album. That's one of my favorite albums, bro. I don't know what went into you making that album, and how did you make it so fluent? Because like I feel like when I listen to that, I'm listening to a full story, start to finish. Yeah. So how did you come with that?
We made Gemini. So when we made Gemini, I was like, this next one, I want to make sure I do a better job at like storyboarding the album and taking you on an actual trip, like an actual movie type of art throughout the album. And that was it. It was a lot of listening to a lot of Cole albums, a lot of old mixtapes from like Wayne and stuff like that to just prep myself before they even working on the album. And then I had got introduced to all these new artists and stuff around the city, and I was kind of like trying to prove my point, like I belong. So that's what I was doing, man. I was just working really, really hard and putting in overdrive, and boom, that's how we came in with Benchwarmers.
That was, like I said, that's top 2 albums that ever come out of Milwaukee to me. I'm telling you, bro. Like nobody, for me, a lot of people make really good songs. Like I know a lot of great people, like great song makers. Yeah. But not a lot of people can put together an album that you listen to and you like, all right, I gotta listen to that in order.
Yeah, no, facts. No, that's true. That's true.
So
I think the best artists that are album artists, they literally like have to shit on themselves all day. Mm-hmm. Like you can't go into it thinking I'm the best. If you go into it thinking I'm the best, then I think you're gonna get like this feeling of like overconfidence throughout the whole album. And I think that's what pushed a lot for Benchwarmer. It was like me trying to prove to people that I was actually as good as I thought I was. Yeah. So
I need to be off the bench.
Boom, exactly. Yeah.
Like I said, that album, I wish we would have done an interview back then, but I was not doing interviews at that moment. But I just wanted to tell you that I still listen to the album all the time.
Thank you, bro.
All the time.
For real.
So, Mo City, like what made you create that name? Like,
well, my real name is Dominique, and we used to hoop a lot when I was a kid coming up, and everybody just didn't want to call me Dominique all day, so they started calling me Damo. And then when we started playing basketball and all these other things, they was like Mo. And then City came out, and he was like, "Oh, Mo City, that's dope. You should run with that." So everybody started calling me City. People started calling me Mo. And then when I started making music, I was like, "Hey, Mo City's my name. That's what people kind of already know me as." So
That's dope, man.
We're gonna run with that.
Tell them about that time we hooped that one time where I went 9-0. 9-0, I ain't get off the court.
Hey, you was getting You was getting buckets, my boy.
There's a lot of people who don't know I can hoop. I can hoop. I came, I was like, oh shit. Let me grab the young bulls real quick. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm like, damn, we lost shit.
Hey, no, real life, I remember that, like, cause I was putting together sessions, like, like between all my friends and stuff. And I'm be real. I didn't think you can come in here and run the gym. No, but you got work though.
It was getting buckets that day. I was like, damn, I can retire good. You know, all the rappers in the city know they can't hoop with me. That's all I know.
Nah, that's facts though. That's facts though. On my mama. Yeah, man. You was really going crazy. I did not expect that.
That was a good time though, man. We got to get back to that, man. For real, we got to get back to that one.
I can set them up again. You know, I just got to find the time between everything going on. But if people really
the time, and that's. Now that, you know, football season about to be over, Sunday is going to be free again. Lord Jesus. Ain't nobody be like, oh, I got to watch the game. Nah.
Lamar lost. That hurt my feelings, man.
Hey, man, it was scripted.
I feel that way.
Yeah, that's how I be feeling, man. So tell me about Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What's the influence on that album? You sent it to me before. Yeah. And I just want to know what brought you to that.
So Benchwarmer, it was me trying to prove I belonged in the game. And then after Benchwarmer, I kind of, I became like an established artist in the local scene. So I'm no longer trying to prove I belong in the game. So it was coming from the point of view of, now I'm finna show y'all how to do it. How I'm about to show y'all how to make albums, show y'all how to rap, show y'all how to take the artistry up a notch. So yeah, that was the whole thing. And I took every influence that ever happened to me, good or bad, and I put it in this album, man. Like legit, every single thing that happened to me, good and bad, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That's dope. And do you have a favorites on the song? You got any songs on the album that you want people to look out for and make sure they listen to?
My favorites are never the favorites. Like my favorite on Benchwarmer was Dirty Mirror. My lowest like counted song. Nobody like listened to it, well, in comparison to everything else. But my favorite on the new album is Running. That's my favorite song with me and Holly Mae. And it's the best music I've ever done.
I'm trying to I listened to the album like 3 times. I had to make sure I listened to it all so I could come back and give you my favorite ones. But I'll never know the names of the songs sometimes. So I'm looking at it right now. I got one was ABC Camp. That one fire. Yeah.
Let me guess one though. You gonna say City?
Yeah, City fire. City Code, and then there's Mopra. Mopra Code to me. That's the perfect, like, this is the end of the album. Yeah. You know, and then it's gonna keep you listening back around. So those are my 3 favorites. I'm definitely gonna add those to the playlist once it drop. I'm gonna definitely listen to it all over again. We gonna come back.
Mopra is a funny one. Because so the album was supposed to come out in November, then we pushed it back. I was going through some stuff, like my daughter had scoliosis, so she got her back corrected. So I was getting her back up to speed and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm really not in the emotional space to be dropping no music. This is not supposed to be a sad story, but because she back and she normal, she annoying again, so everything good. But then Mopra, I was like, because Heart was the original outro for the album. And I'm like, nah, they ain't it. They ain't cutting it. So I went back in, and 2 weeks before I put the album up on distro, I made Mopra. Like, Mopra was like a last second entry to the, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, they gotta stay. A lot of people don't even know that Oprah's from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And she went to Nicolay, didn't she?
So
she went to Lincoln.
Yeah. So the thing is, so she was born, I believe, in Mississippi. Then she moved, like all of us. Then she moved to Milwaukee, and she spent her like young teens here, and then she ended up in Chicago later, teens, like 20s, 19, and stuff like that. So a lot of people don't know that, like, we have ownership of like the mode of Oprah. Yeah. So that's super dope.
That's dope. And like a lot of families from Mississippi, they moved to Milwaukee in that time frame. We were just talking about that. Why do you feel like all of the families from the South kind of came to the Midwest, Milwaukee, Chicago, St. Louis is a big one too, Detroit. So why do you feel like we all came up here? Yeah.
Do you think St. Louis is the South or Midwest? Me and my friend.
I think it's the Midwest more because it's still like Missouri area, but it's South. Yeah. It's still along that like Bible Belt kind of area, but it has weather changes like here, where it's like I remember being in Missouri for an AAU tournament. We got there, it was a snowstorm. By the time we left, it was 95 degrees. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, fam.
But I think people move from Mississippi to Milwaukee so much because I think Chicago's too fast, especially coming from Mississippi. And I think it's just easy. If I'd much rather go to a place where I know people who are coming from the same background I'm coming from than go somewhere where I know no one. So if the trend is already trending up towards Milwaukee, Chicago, then I'm probably gonna go up there also.
Yep. And it all starts with like one.
Yeah.
Like it just took one in my family to go up there, and then everybody now in Milwaukee, or there's still some down there, but
it's jobs in Milwaukee. You can go up there, so that's probably what it was.
You ain't gotta live in the country no more.
Boom.
Yeah, and then everybody get up there.
Milwaukee is like the best city though. Like I done been everywhere. Like I know I'm biased, but like you get everywhere in 15 minutes. You still get the city vibe. And if you don't want the city vibe, you can just move out to Menominee Falls, which is 20 minutes or
some other small city that all surrounds Milwaukee. Exactly. But then you still gonna be able to get to Milwaukee
in 15 minutes. Like I'll be like, man, dog. But it's the best city because when I go to Atlanta, I love Atlanta, but everywhere is an hour. And you stuck in traffic everywhere you go.
Well, stay where you at.
Come on, man. You got to make real plans to go see people.
If I'm staying in Atlanta, you gonna have to come see me. I ain't driving nowhere.
Man, for real.
The Ubers be $40 everywhere. I'm good.
Yeah, man.
But so, as an artist, how do you plan on kind of expanding as from Milwaukee artists to world-renowned artists?
So with this album, I focus on like Milwaukee got a sound going on right now that's taking over. Like every time we got somebody going viral like every week.
It feels like 2010.
Yeah,
it do. It kind of feel like 2010. The sound, I'd say the structure of the music is 2010, banging, like literally just kick, like and banging, dancing, like that's kind of the sound of Milwaukee, especially from like the youth in a way. Like that is kind of ingrained in us. And then if you're a kid, probably you're just now turning 21 or something like that. You kind of was a kid during that time. And now like that sound, that munch, that Bankhead sound that was real, or twang entertainment sound that was big when you was like in elementary school, middle school. You saw those kids doing it when we was in middle school, high school type thing. Now that's like your sound. That's what all you know from the city.
Man, I'm telling you, I love it because it's like, it's fun. Everything sounds fun, right? Like even the real trap stuff, it still sounds fun. And I think that's the thing that's like taking over the world. It's just like how fun it is. The dancing they doing on top of everything else, it's super fire, man. So I think I am benefiting a lot from that. Is because like when you go looking for something as an artist, like you look for another artist in Milwaukee, then you find some kid in there just rapping really, really well, like high level. I think I am benefiting from that. So hopefully this album, the visuals that we got coming out, I think that's really what's gonna push us to the next level. Is I'm good at making music, but I think visually is where I'm thriving right now. Me and Gonzalez are like going in on one accord. On like we have to make everything look cinematic. Everything has to be great. No cutting corners or anything. Which is weird in the space of today where everything is like, get it out now, fast. That's
my least favorite thing about today sometimes is that we don't let it marinate. You know, like we want to get it out next day or a week later, or, you know, as soon as we possibly can. You shoot it, you want it 3 days later. You shoot it, nah, what if we shoot it and something you don't like about it? We should be able to sit back, be like, what can we do better? Yeah. Let's go reshoot it. You know, let's go reshoot these parts, add these parts to it. You know, you never know, because a lot of time goes into music videos that you don't see, especially for bigger artists. There'll be artists that'll be like, I was just talking to this dude last week. He was like, I did this project with blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you the name of the dude afterwards. But and they was rushing me. They was like, we need to get you out here right now. We need to shoot this. We need this out in 2 weeks. He was like, it's been a year. That thing still ain't out. He was like, it's been a year and it still ain't out. Like, he was like, so sometimes just rushing don't even matter. Like, because at the end of the day, it's about what you want and how you want to be perceived by your audience.
So we spent like 2.5, almost 3 years working on this album. And getting all the visuals together, getting all the shots we wanted together, all the different looks we want to get together. We spent the last 3 years doing that. Me and G just been in the lab working on stuff. So a lot of this is gonna look like it came out fast, but we've been working on this for 3 years.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to go through a moment where we're not having content out, because content is king at this point. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. We've been working, man. Really been working. Really, he been working. Like I said, we shot some stuff in Arizona. Always.
I never not seen him when it came.
Man, I'm telling you, sometimes I'll be up 4:30 in the morning. I'll be seeing them little ideas I seen on TikTok or something. And he'd be like, yep, we gonna do it, we gonna do it. And it just be 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd be like, why'd you up?
Bro, but as a video editor, video guy myself, yeah, we be up. That's our time. Like for some reason, every video editor or video guy, our brains start at like 1 a.m. and then all of a sudden we be gone. We just get in the groove right around 1. He got kids and stuff, so I know his kids be down. So he like, all right, this is my silent time right here. So
real life.
That's what's up, man. So what's like one of the more memorable moments you've had throughout your career, whether it be on stage or, you know, traveling, touring, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's been all of that. I think the most memorable thing we've done so far is I came in to music with my friends, and now I'm seeing my friends flourish in music alongside of me. Like I'm watching like Paper Stacks take it to a new level. You know what I mean? Like he never gets, man, I'm telling you, like he one of my favorite artists because he's always pushing the envelope. Like always. Like I remember we stayed together for like a year and a half, bro. And he's a songbird because he don't write music. He just in the booth? No. He rap it at home and then he remember it all without writing it down. And then he goes into the booth and just raps everything.
That's wild.
Super crazy. And like, so like I come in the house sometimes and I just hear him in the shower just singing. And then we'll get songs like Justice League and stuff like that. And it'd be crazy because I'd be like, bro, how do your mind process like this? Wow. So I think the biggest thing that I'm happiest about is probably just seeing my friends flourish, pushing me, which also allows me to push further. You know, iron sharpens iron type of vibe. So yeah, I mean, everything else, I expected everything else. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't worked as hard not to get to where I want to go. Yeah. But seeing them really come along.
Now say I don't work this hard to be around people I don't like.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm super serious. Like at the end of the day, I'm a real family-oriented person. Everything's about the camp. Everything's about my friends that surrounded the camp. Everything, because at the end of the day, I believe we got what it takes, and I want to see us get to where we got to go. So when I see like you bringing back you doing like I was telling you earlier, bro. Every time I see on Instagram you on a red carpet somewhere, that's fire to me, bro. Like I know that dude. It's that vibe. Like I know him. Like yeah, I just love that.
Damn near started together. Honestly, serious. I remember those days, bro, where it'd be like all of us in the studio. I'm doing interviews in one room, y'all recording, and then we go get chicken, and then we just chilling after that. And then we chilling, y'all still recording. I'm done. I'm in between interviews and stuff like that. But it was like it was a family group, you know, like we was always in the studio recording. I was doing the podcast in the other room. It was all of us always. So it was like a real family vibe all the time.
Yeah, I think the thing I love about it most is we can be together and not talk about music. We can talk about life. And I think that's what's most important about like building actual friendships, actual relationships. I mean, we all do this. You know what I mean? Like all at high level. I know this. I don't think basketball players get together, NBA players get together all the time and talk about
basketball.
You know what I mean? So I like the way we have it, man. So I think that's the most thing I'm most proud of is just seeing where my friends are going with this, man. For real. And I'm happy to be a part of the journey, for real.
Man. So just you said about camp. So tell me about how it's been trying to, you know, manage having a label and then they're your friends too, you know, trying to manage the label, trying to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing and everybody's getting their highest potential, you know what I'm saying? Getting to their highest point.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare because we got artists that are perfectionists and then we got me who's just like, all right, it's not getting better. It's already great. I know what you're shooting for, but we aren't there. Talent-wise, we aren't there yet. And that's okay. We can get back in the lab. We can retool. We can keep working on things. But right now, we're missing out on potential fans that we could be possibly gaining by staying stagnant. So it resonated. Everything came through this year. Every member of the camp is dropping this year, starting off with me February 12th. We got C's coming in March 10th. P's coming in later March. Holly May, everybody's coming. So, but it is a headache though. It is. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey man, I bet because there's so many different personalities and you got to kind of manage that and kind of bring it all in as one. Yeah. And then you got to know how to talk to this person. You can't talk to that person the same way you talk to this person.
No, super serious. Like I would say everybody in the group is sensitive in their own way, right? Except for Holly. Like she's like the alpha of the group. Like she just be like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. So it's like, with Holly, it's easy to talk to her. But like with me, it's like, you gotta approach me in a certain way. And I might not be receptive at that moment, but I had to go back and think about it like, this person has always been on my side, always had my best interest at heart. Let me go back in here, see what they got to say, so we can go where we gotta go. And I'm I keep it honest, man.
You gotta be able to take that criticism or constructive criticism, because at the end of the day, they just trying to make you better. And if you don't want to get better, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Yeah. They gonna let you look stupid.
Yeah, like it's easy, man. Like once I started, like it's easy to get a big head, right? And it's easy to understand, like, oh yeah, I got this going on. But that don't mean nothing. Because at the end of the day, these people know you and your sound and your potential the most. And in order for you to get that, for it to come out, you gotta listen. You gotta be coachable. And that's probably why I was a bench warmer for so long, because I wasn't coachable. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So for the state that Milwaukee music is in right now, where do you see camp fitting in and kind of taking it to the next level? Because I feel like just y'all crew in general, like y'all are tremendous songwriters and song makers in a way, like that y'all have a different sound. Like there's a Milwaukee sound, and then there's y'all sound, and then there's like the Milwaukee trap sound.
Yeah. And me and Stacks was talking about this, and he's not camp. Let's clarify that now.
He a camp associate,
affiliate. But we always said that though, like, all right, we didn't fit in on like the super backpacky side of music, and we didn't fit in on the side of like super trappy. We're kind of somewhere in the middle, where we can kind of gain people from both sides. And I love it there. I'm not gonna lie, I love it there, because like that was my life. I wasn't this super trapped out dude. You know what I mean? Things happen to me and things happen around me, but that's not who I am. I know that. You know what I mean? I'm super cool for real. I just want to have a good time for real.
Type that got the hooper friends, and you got the type that got the trapper friends. Exactly. You gotta have a little bit of both.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So that's where I want the sound to live. Milwaukee's the most versatile city I've ever been a part of, right? Because you can get rappers like Sherrod Sloan, who's like top tier lyricist, and then you can get artists like Cam, right? Who's a walking cheat code, where literally everything he's on sounds better because he's on it, right? Yeah. And we got everything in between. You got the the chicken peas and everything like that. So we got it all. Like, what we doing is carving out a lane for just a regular person. You just regular. You ain't too earthy and you ain't too trapped out. You know what I mean? You somewhere in the middle. You got bills to pay. You know what I mean? That's what we make music for. People with bills. 9 to 5. And you
go to work every single day.
You might sell weed.
Yeah, a little on the side, a little bit. You know, everybody know they can go get it from you. You know?
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's what we make music for. It's realistically people. Okay. You know what I mean? People like me and you. People I can have a conversation with is who I try to make music for.
I always used to tell people, like, especially when I was in middle school, I'd be like, yeah, I got 2 separate friends. Like, I got my neighborhood friends. They might rob me. They might rob me. They ain't gonna rob me. They if you knew around, they might rob you.
Like, real life though, so
you gotta be careful.
Yeah, the group's great though. They're the most talented people in the city. I'm biased, but they are. They just procrastinate.
Hey, we all procrastinate every once in a while. Yeah. That's how it be. But I always ask this question. I just want to throw it in there. Yeah. What are your top 3 movies?
Top 3 movies. John Q. It was just something about the lengths he was willing to go to for a son. Like, kill me, take my heart. That's fire. You know, my dad was the same way. Friday, best trilogy ever.
What's the best one?
Probably Friday After Next.
Friday After Next.
Crazy.
So funny. Like, it's so funny that you want another one. Like, you just want another Friday just because you saw how good that one was. And you like, they just did it felt like they perfected it at that point. I feel like it should be like 8, 9 Fridays by now. Yeah. But like I said, they don't want Cube to have that type of power.
I want them to do it again, but I kind of don't though.
I feel like it's almost too late in a way. And you can't like be like, oh, this is the new cast by like just putting in young guys and being like, oh, this our sons or something like that. Nah, I feel like y'all ain't really aged out, but it gotta be Friday from like the 50-year-old dad perspective type deal.
And I don't know if that's the same way. Yeah. I mean, because y'all was about to get killed for $200 in the hood on Friday, and y'all was 18 years old, you know what I mean? So that makes sense. You ain't got no money. Yep. By 50, you should have it figured out though.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Can't be running around trying to pay rent last second.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Friday's the best trilogy ever. It's right there with Rush Hour. I got them back and forth. And then my 3rd favorite movie ever, probably The Wood.
The Wood.
Probably The Wood.
I love The Wood. That's probably one of my favorite movies as well. Rick, what's his name? Rick Fumawama or something? I can't even say his name, honestly. His name's Rick, though. He directed The Wood and also Dope. You seen that movie with dude from The Get Down and... Oh, yeah. And,
so I got a question for you, though. What's your favorite bad movie?
Bad movie? Like terrible movie I've ever seen? You remember that, what was it called? Was it called 3 Strikes or something like that? You remember that movie? Yeah. That movie hilarious, dog, with Face I Love. And I can't remember dude's name. That's my favorite bad movie. Like, I used to watch that all the time, though, because it was always on BT and shit like that. And what other favorite bad movie? Remember Holiday Heart? Remember that movie? It used to always be on, it's with Vin Rhymes. He dressed up as a woman all the time.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's another bad.
That is crazy. That visual just brought back crazy memories.
Nobody ever saw that movie on purpose. Yeah. Nobody ever saw it.
Nobody.
Everybody saw that movie accidentally because it was on TV way too many times for me. Like, I've seen it way too many times. I was like, oh, it's the only thing on TV. Let's throw it on. And then you got that crackhead meme coming from that too, where she...
Oh, yeah. Shit. Hey, you speaking of crackheads, you know Felicia on Friday? She was actually gorgeous.
Yeah, she was a hilarious comedian too.
I didn't know that until just like recently.
She said that like playing Felicia kind of
killed her career.
Yeah, fucked up her career because now they looked at her as like the crackhead character and not like... She wasn't even a crackhead. She wasn't even a crackhead in it.
That's crazy.
She just broke.
She was doing crackhead stuff though. I ain't gonna lie. Let me borrow your car. It's crazy.
Borrow my car. Ask for a ride over borrow the car. Normal people ask for a ride.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, man. So for you, you know, coming into 2024, what are your goals for music, camp, you know, shows, stuff like that?
The goals is to make everything 10x. This time next year, we shouldn't be in the same position that we currently are in, right? It needs to be a lot bigger. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for the support I got, everything that's going on. But it's time to take this to a new level. It's time to actually go up top and be in those conversations. That's where I want to be. I want to be, is he better than XYZ? Yeah. That's what the conversation I want to be in next year. And the work we putting in, the plan will work. We just have to execute it. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I think I was talking to my girl. This is the album. This is the album that has potential to make everything different. Yeah.
That's dope, man. And you said you're getting married this year too. Man, so how is you know, the married life and being a dad gonna help you excel to that next level as well? Just having that person who's gonna be with you through everything.
Being with my girl forever.
Yeah, forever.
You know what I mean?
Forever, ever.
I think I can't get any more grounded than what I already am. You know what I mean? It probably won't help no more than what it already is, being honest with you. I got a lot more free time now. I own a business and everything's getting set up in places where I can actually invest in myself in ways I wasn't able to before. I can actually go to do things in ways I couldn't do before. So,
yeah, you ain't have to. Before you had to ask off and get that PTO straight. Now it's like, oh, where we gotta be?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You can be in Miami. All right, I'll book it tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, I think that's the only thing that's gonna be truly different is it's just the space in life I'm moving. I'm happy, bro. Like, I think a lot of times it was me fighting from the place of like survival or mad or upset that this didn't happen or this didn't happen. I'm cooling right now. I'm really like, I'm chill. Like, that's beautiful. Yeah, man.
So, what are your, and for the future, who are the dream collaborators you want to work with, get on a song with in the future?
I want to do a song with Georgia Smith. I really want to, cause like she's one of my favorite artists.
I fuck with her a lot,
bro. Honestly, like, oh man, I want to do a song with Saba, No Name, Big Sean, of course Cole. You know what I mean? I'm off the Cole tree. I definitely want to do something with Cole. Yeah, you know, anybody in my phone that I'm listening to, Larry June, Smino, I want to work with these artists. But my dream collab is definitely Cole.
Yeah, I could definitely see y'all going crazy on the track, going nuts.
Yeah, I mean, because he's been on a run, bro. Yeah. Like, he's been on a run of like murdering everything. So
murdering every single thing, and he's on a tour right now with Drake. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can catch one, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to catch it.
They live in all these weird cities, right? Like, there's no like main.
What, I'm supposed to go to St. Louis randomly? They come back to Milwaukee, bro.
You know,
we a part of those cities that didn't really get y'all. You know, we ain't never got Cole. You know, I think Cole might have came like
when he was
coming up, maybe hit the rave or something like that. But he never came and like did an arena or something like that. Cole, come to Milwaukee, for real. Let them open. Let the whole camp open, you know?
For real. No, because like, I know when Drake was here, he didn't even know it was like that here. He was like, I didn't even know Milwaukee was moving like this. And he had a good time from what it sounded like. So, you know what I mean? I hope we get more artists. We just got Travis Scott here.
I feel like they don't see the market.
Yeah, until they get here.
And then they feel the energy and they like, damn, like, everybody turned up here. Like, y'all think, but I think a lot of people think that Milwaukee is all white people. in all like suburban city type deal. Like
I think they think it's what we view Menominee Falls as. But when you get here, you understand it's just Chicago, a mini Chicago, or a different kind of Detroit, or you know what I mean. It's a city. Yeah, it's a smaller big city. Yeah. You know what I mean. We have a population over 1 million people and all other good stuff. We're just not Chicago or Detroit.
Yeah, we do it a little better. Yeah. We're a little more convenient than those two. You know, like that's me. Like, and I think we got the best food out of all of them.
Easily. We got the best food in America.
I agree.
When I was in Texas, bro, no bull. I was in Texas, and I was down there at Travis Scott's studio, and they was literally like, "Oh, you got to go to this Mexican place. It's got the best Mexican food." I'm like, "All right, cool." I mean, I'm in Texas. This ain't nothing but North Mexico. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm over here. I'm trying the food. I'm like, "This fire." But it ain't botanas or nothing.
it ain't, you know, it ain't all that.
It ain't all that. But Whataburger's nice. It ain't Culver's. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it don't matter what flavor you want. I think we do it all really well.
Yeah, I think when you come taste the food here, you like, oh, I ain't never had something that tastes like that. When you from a different state, you normally can find the perfect thing for you here, or whatever, from Jamaican food, Mexican food, Chinese food. You can find a low-key spot that's like fire.
The Jamaican spots, man, they always line out the door. It's gonna be an hour before you get your food.
You gotta, and if you order, don't order before. Yeah. Because you gonna get there and they gonna tell you it's an hour. Still, you better just go in and order and then go sit somewhere.
It don't matter what we talking about. I believe Milwaukee got the best food. I'm gonna say this now. Them big ass mozzarella sticks, overrated.
I had one and I was like, this is not what I thought it was about to be. This gigantic ass stick of like cheese, but dough. It's just dough and cheese, but it's mostly dough too.
Like it on the gram, it look good, right? Like, dang, that look crazy. But like when you in real life and you sitting there with a 2 foot block of cheese, and it's like, what are we doing right now? And then, yeah, it's just a lot. You know what I mean? So if you come in here trying to get the mozzarella stick, get it. You're gonna spend $50 getting it, and you ain't gonna never get it again.
Ever again. You might as well split it with like 4 people.
Yeah, and then it's huge. You can't even eat it correctly without it looking weird.
You can't reheat it because it's nasty after you reheat it. You might as well just not even get it, honestly.
You're better off going to get some cheese curds from somewhere that say we do cheese curds. You know, go to Cousins, get you some cheese curds. They flames over there. That's another thing. A lot of places don't even got Cousins.
Yeah. We're the only state, I think, that got Cousins. It's the best sub place. I think it's the best fast food sub place.
Yeah, if you want a fast food greasy sub, go ahead and go to Cousins. You know what I mean? Then we got the American subs and stuff, places like that. Like, that's the real hood spots, you know. I believe
That be tripping me out sometimes. Like, what is it? They got it everywhere now. Like America's Best Wings or whatever it's called. Yeah. They got that. I had that in Atlanta, and then I had it here. Yeah. Man, I ordered wings. I'm like, oh, let me get the lemon pepper wet wings or whatever. Here, boy, they sent me plain wings. I was like, what the? I was like, I get in the car. I'm like, these are not the wings I ordered at all. Like it ain't even got lemon pepper. I can see if it was like the dry rub lemon pepper, I would have been straight with that. It was literally just plain wings. I was like, what the? Why even had a sausage right there?
I got a theory on this though. Peep what I'm saying though. Watch this. I think the dirtier the kitchen, the better the food. I really believe that. Every time I'm in a Waffle House, I be slipping on the floor. I know I know it's gonna be fine here. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Waffle House always did though.
You know what I mean? It was a place called the Bungalow. I grew up on Atkinson. Yeah. Really 11 Concordia. Then my dad moved to 11 in Atkinson, 12 in Atkinson, and we had a place called the Bungalow. It was on 14th and like Keith, and I remember my mom like, stop going to the Bungalow. They got mics there. They got mics there. I'm like, all right. So I remember walking past her one day because I used to walk because I didn't have a car. I was a kid, and I actually seen a rat by the trash can. Yeah. I still went in there and got the best burger of my life. It was fine. Best burger of my life.
Bro, everywhere in New York got rats and all that shit. And that shit still be fire. I'll be like, hey, I remember I was in New York. I walked past this deli. Yeah. I literally see rats going into like the downstairs. You know, I had a downstairs kitchen area. Yeah. I literally see them pushing through that motherfucker and getting in. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going in there. What they got? I was like, oh, they look dirty, but I know they got good food in there. So we just we'll see what they got.
Cause look, it's real simple in my mind. This is how it works. It might be dirty, but they open. Somebody's keeping them in business. It's the reason why they staying in business. As long as I don't get sick, we fine.
Yeah, true. I mean, you go in and you see the customer or the grade of the place.
Just ignore that.
Like, all right. Normally, I think those be fake because I be seeing A's, and I'm like, man, this place dirty. Ain't no way. Y'all must have knew he was coming.
Come on now.
Kept it straight.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But dirty food, the best food.
I agree on that.
You know, I be going to some bougie places. I be like, y'all.
Some places be having the worst food.
I be like, it's all aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's all aesthetic.
No seasoning on it.
No.
It be like dry most of the time. I'm like, man, this was what I paid $50.
Man, take me to the spot, food.
I'd rather have the ghetto, the hood pasta spot.
Come on now.
Over the bougie pasta.
Come on.
Like,
if your food don't come with a little bit of danger, you should just eat at home.
For real. I agree on that one. So with social media being the key for artists to get discovered nowadays, how has social media kind of impacted you as an artist, and how are you using it to grow or not using it to grow? Or
yeah, it's easy. It's easy. Post. Just post. Like, post. Me, I try to post early in the day. That way, you can see it all day. If you post quality content, so everything. I'm trying not to get too techie, right? Because I know a little things about this, but basically, everything runs off of retention. Yeah. How does your content keep us involved? Keep that person on our site. Yeah. So just make good content with high retention, and they'll promote whatever you got going on. Like, I got 10,000 followers, but only 100 likes, 200 likes, right? Yeah. That's because you're not posting anything of quality. So they're not showing it to as many of your followers as they should be showing it to. Yeah. So you just gotta
post early. I do agree with that, posting early. Like, if you post at like 9 a.m., then it gives everybody throughout the day to see. If you post it, sometimes posting at 9 p.m. too works that way too, because then it goes throughout the next day. Boom. And then people see it when they wake up. Yeah. You see it throughout the next day. And then I normally try to post around like 7. Yeah. And then everybody who about to go to bed, they'll see it when they scrolling. Yeah. And then when they wake up, they see it too.
Yeah,
I like early or late.
Yeah.
No in between.
I think that's it. And when people if you're an artist and people comment on your post,
comment back.
You should comment back. Because one is rude to sit there and leave somebody. I get we're all busy, right? But making an effort at some point throughout that day or the next day to say something back to somebody taking time out to comment on your stuff. That Instagram loves that. Facebook loves that. It pushes up your posts also. So yeah. Post early, post late. Don't post it like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 5 o'clock. People are leaving work. They ain't. But if you can catch them at like lunchtime when they ain't on their phone or something like that, you good. Everything gravy.
That's crazy. I feel like a lot of people aren't using Instagram, TikTok to their advantage, especially now that Universal took all their stuff off. Now that Universal's like, no, nobody can post our music on Instagram, on TikTok anymore. They literally are taking posts down. They took like 3 of my posts down from like years ago. Really? Literally like 4 years ago, I made posts and they took all of them down. I'm like, damn, y'all going that far back? Like, they took everything down. Now as an independent artist, your music can be the one that blows up now. Yeah. Like, it's not gonna be cluttered with all these different artists that are signed and have marketing machines behind them. It's gonna be
if you're an artist and you can't seem to find a sound of your own. Say you sound like Drake, you're about to eat. Go in there and purposely sound like Drake, your sound will take off.
Yeah. Automatically, because he can't post his music on there no more.
He's a void.
Can't nobody post his music nowhere no more. So now you're the void. Like you gotta feel it. You gotta find where there's people missing, and you gotta fill that void for everybody. And post your music as much as possible.
Man,
what's their name? Flyana Boss.
You know what? I disagree.
They posted, but like for me, I saw them, and I was like, wow, they understand like marketing yourself. And they posted themselves every single day, running down the goddamn street. Yeah. I know they was tired as hell.
Come on now.
Running down the street for their whole song. And I was like, oh, this is their brand. Like now everyone knows their face, they know their sound, and they're building their own fans from that.
I agree with that. Like Lil Russell, I like a lot of stuff that he's doing. But artists just posting music, I don't agree with that. Because you don't get fans by music, right? Fanatics become fanatics because of they love who you are. Yeah. So post more of your like daily life stuff going on, what you got going on. I think if the music's good and they like you as a person, that's what really, drives home. But I'm not saying don't post music.
Yeah, I say still post the music. But it's still
bring them in your life. Let them see what's going on.
Because even with what I wanted to say that with the Flyana Boss thing is that they show their personality from that. Like from them doing that, it's like, oh, we like who these girls are. Right. Versus like, I don't even remember the song. Hey. But I like who they are. Yeah. I was like, whoever they are, as people, I can tell they got that energy about them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't remember the song, but I know them.
I mean, there's very rare where you see musicians that actually just make great music and you don't like their personality, but they just get by with music. That doesn't happen today.
Yep. It's rare.
It's very rare.
Especially in the social media age now. Yeah. It's rare that you see anybody who didn't start posting themselves online. Yeah. Like,
I think it's easy, right? Like, say I'm not a Tyree fan, right? But I'm seeing you post every day and I become a fan of who you are as a person. I'm more inclined to support whatever you got going on. Yeah. Right? So it's similar.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, shit. Wow. What was the other question I had? My bad, y'all. Like I said, I just write them in my phone and then we go from there.
So I got a question, right? So how has the transitioning to more serious cinematic stuff been for you?
Oh, man, you kind of see, let's say, working on a lot of different like cinematic projects, especially because that was the thing when I first moved back to Milwaukee. I was in Oshkosh forever. I was like, I want to figure out what the film scene is like, because I've been doing like music stuff for years, but I ain't never like gotten to the career that I want to like kind of do when I'm 40. Yeah. So transitioning from that was tough because you had to find it. Like for me, I didn't go to school here. Right. So I didn't know what was going on in Milwaukee. I just knew what was going on up where I was at. Right. So when I got back here, it was like finding the right people, like who was going to kind of help me get into the right position type deal. And I met this woman. She was like an angel, you know what I'm saying? She was just like, oh yeah, Tyree for this, Tyree for that. She was literally just recommending me to everybody. Yeah. And anyone she knew that they asked her about somebody to do anything, video editing, PAing, just helping on sets, she was like, let's get Tyree. And I was like, I don't even know where you came from. Like, I can't remember. I was on a panel with her. It was like being black in like cinema. Okay. But everybody else was kind of like a little rigid, timid in a way. Yeah. And I was like the one who was like, nah, like it should be like this. Like this is how it should be. Like, and there was this one dude on the panel who was like, nah, like if you want to do it, you got to move, blah, blah. Like if you really want to like make it in the industry as a black person, you got to move out of Milwaukee because it's like mom and pop shop and stuff like that. And I'm like, I understand that. But the only way we go make it not that is by moving the way we want it to move. You know what I'm saying? Like So transitioning from that to doing like documentaries and different commercials, it's been hard, but it's getting easier. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been fired.
Is it more rewarding?
I won't say it's more rewarding.
Okay.
I'd say it's nice to be on those bigger sets to know how the cookies made. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Know how the hot dogs made. Now you're seeing like, then you get to meet different people from like I've met people from Nike. I met people from Google just by being me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm normally like, depending on the set, I'm PA. So it's like, I'm just being a PA. I'm doing whatever. I'm assisting the director. I'm assisting camera, whatever I'm doing, you know. I might be AC on some of them. One of them, I literally just drove people around.
But I mean, it's smart though. It's marketing, right? I mean, because they say in order to sell something to somebody, they have to see it like 5 to 7 times or something like that. So you might be PA today, you might be driving this, but they keep seeing this guy. Yeah. So it's easier for you to market whatever you want to market when it's time for you to, I would think, because they're familiar with you.
Yeah, and then they keep seeing your face and stuff like that. But I'd say it's tough for like the average person to get in and try, because there's not gonna be Jessica Knapp everywhere. That's her name, Jessica Knapp. Shout out to Jessica Knapp. Shout out Jessica. It's not gonna be her for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think Kevin Hart said that, right? Like, a lot of this stuff is luck. But if you work hard enough, you kind of start creating your own luck. Yeah. So they might not meet Jessica, but if they work hard enough, they might meet somebody.
It'll be somebody who's just like, I want to look out for this person. Yeah. And that's kind of where I ended up. And then I ended up getting jobs with 371, and who I still work with often. They're an Emmy-winning documentary production company. And I just, like I said, I keep getting jobs because of recommendations. And if they like you, like you said, if they like your personality and they know you go work hard for them, the door is open, you know? Yeah. As long as you go put the work in, the doors are gonna open for you, especially if they keep seeing you. And then a lot of people, I never tell people what I, like outside of that, me on social media or what I do outside of that. And then they see that, and then they're like, oh, yeah, he one of the ones. Yeah. We gotta at least keep him around and see like what kind of develops from him and stuff like that. So that's what
I love that.
Yeah,
that's, man.
But I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to get to that next level where I'm that guy that I can give everybody these opportunities. Let's say somebody comes to me with a cool TV show idea. They're like, I want you to write and direct this, but I don't even know how to do it myself. But I have this idea. I can be that guy.
I know. Stacks got an idea. He want to do like a chicken show. That would be dope. Where he just sit down with some of his favorite people, and they just eat chicken all over the city. So different cities, like different chicken spots over the city. So I know he wanted me. He brought the idea to me as far as like what I thought of it. I was like, it's dope. I think it's fire. You should do it. But you should definitely, if you got any like tips or something, you know.
Yeah. Get you a camera, get the mics, and you're straight.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Now it's easier today.
Oh yeah.
Than it was when I was first getting started. Yeah. I ain't have none of the stuff they have today. Yeah. I ain't have the wireless mics, none of that.
I mean, even the phone's a good mic at this point. Like
a lot of people just will sit the phone right in the middle and just
rip the audio.
Yeah. And now that the phones have like the distinguished audio, you could like, it like hears the voice and it takes out all the background noise now, and is way better than what, like I said. Yeah. When I shot my first episode in 2016. Yeah. So it was with who was it with? I can't even remember. His name AJ though. Like he went to he was with
his name is AJ?
Yeah, but Drew Dini, you know Drew Dini? Oh, yeah. It was with Drew Dini, because he went to Oshkosh, and we lived on the same floor at one point, and we just knew each other from like sports, because I played basketball at Oshkosh for my freshman year for like a month and a half until I got hurt. Yeah. And then, but the workouts in the morning, everybody started together. So like the Friday morning 6 a.m. workouts, it was football team, track team. Everybody was in that gym at the same time. So you knew Yeah, we all warmed up together and did like our first like cardios and stuff together with the trainers, and then they sent us to the individual stuff.
That's crazy. Is he still making music?
I think he still is making music.
Okay, so I've never had an interaction with him like in real life, but I used to hear his music all the time, so that's why I was wondering. Yeah,
I haven't heard anything from him in a minute, but that was the first person who I interviewed, but it was trash.
Yeah,
it was in my basement.
Yeah,
trash. I was just like, I know I can do this better, so I moved to the Oshkosh like music department.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, we just gonna do it here because it looked better, it sound better. It was still kind of trash. But now,
I mean, the early stuff is always gonna be bad, right?
Yeah.
Like it's always gonna be bad in retrospect. So it's like, but yeah, I think because I be looking back at some of my old music. I'm like, this shit is terrible, man. I don't even know how y'all. I shouldn't be been in nobody's studio making stuff like this, man. I know, but now
you just wasted studio time,
bro. I'm wasting their time. But no, yeah, I get it though.
So you got to start somewhere to get where you going. That's people always inbox me asking stuff like just like asking about like how to get into filmmaking and how did I start? And I was like, I just started doing it.
Yeah, that's really all it is.
I was like, I didn't even necessarily want to be a filmmaker at first. It was like I had these ideas and I just wanted to do them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it was more about doing the idea versus making a film. It was like, oh, I have this film idea. Yeah. Let's just make it. And it just made me into a filmmaker.
I mean, and it happens though, because over time you start developing these little tips and tricks that you can only learn from actually going out and doing it, right? And then you put yourself in rooms with other people who are also learning at the same time, and they can give you stuff, and you can kind of like a bartering system. So it's like, yeah, I get it. You have to start out, you're gonna be ass in the beginning. This is what's gonna happen.
But as long as you don't, I always tell people, don't go up. Don't reach up. Okay. Go straight. Like the people who are on the same plane as you right now are the people who go help you when you get up. Man. And then next time they gonna be the same people that's growing with you the whole way. As you go up, they gonna go up. And instead of trying to network to that highest point, I agree with you gotta network around where you at. Because you gonna get to the highest point and they'll be like, you ain't got this?
Yeah. Because you get up there and you have no value.
Yeah. And then they're like, they're used to a certain way. And if you don't bring that certain way yet, it ain't gonna be, they go look at you a little weird, you know?
Yeah, like I think 21 Savage is probably like the best example for like a career, right? He came into it with like already a gold mixtape, gold album, right? So that's how he was able to like get the album. I mean, the record label couldn't treat him like they normally treat everybody else because he had leverage coming in. Yeah. And that's all it really is. So I love this, like, work with the people right here. So when you get up there, you have all the leverage of, hey, we ain't gotta work together.
Yeah, I don't really need you.
I don't really need you. But because I always see people get abused when they're in places they shouldn't be. Like, you shouldn't be talking to this person. I don't know why you thought you can go from somebody nobody knows to talking to Drake. Yeah. And thinking it's gonna like make some kind of connection. No, there's gonna be you went through no growing pains, and
I feel like a lot of people can feel that when you don't have that grind and you didn't go through that grind. A lot of people can see that you like try to skip the steps in a way.
And they don't respect it. You can't respect it, right? Because it's like, I know what I did to get here, and you're just gonna skip the 8 years I worked on my craft. No, it just doesn't work that way for a lot of people. Some people it does work that way for where they can't skip all the steps.
And that's luck. You know, a lot of it is luck. Like you go luck up and you go get opportunities that you never thought you could get. Yeah. But because of that luck, it's just gonna bring you everything. You know what I'm saying?
I also think it's the same reason why music today isn't getting better, right? It's because labels don't spend time developing artists anymore. Because why spend time developing an artist when we can go get somebody with 500,000 followers, get them a writer?
They already did it. You know, they already did all the work for us. Yeah. Let's sign them instead of being like, oh, there's this guy I heard, he only got 2,000 followers, but he got it. You know what I'm saying? He He got the sauce.
Yeah.
If we just give him the right ingredients, he go blow up. It's not that no more. Cause Drake didn't start off the guy.
No.
He started off at the lowest total. He was opening for everybody.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne sent him on every tour.
Yeah.
And then he became that guy because everybody saw him all the time. And
the proof is in the pudding. If you look at Drake's career, you look at Tyler the Creator's career, you look at J. Cole, Kendrick career, right? These guys had to start from a place of like artist development. And it's no wonder why they're still running the game 15 years later. And then we got crash and burnouts happening every 3
years. I'd say a lot of artists last 3 years.
Yeah.
And then they burn out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times their first songs is what blows them up.
Yeah.
And then they're in the spotlight.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
And they got it. Yeah. And then like 1 year goes by, they still had a spotlight. 2 years go by, they ain't got it no more because they still dropping the same type of music and people get tired. Then that third year they drop off because nobody wants to hear that from you no more. They want something more, you know, they want you to grow, but you didn't have the time to grow. Like you just blew up right away.
Yeah. I love that because like, what do you do when all the chips are down? Like when your back's against the wall, how do you react? And a lot of times they skip that moment of knowing who they are when it's time for that time of discovery. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yes, sir. So let's get back into the last question I got for you. So I know we kind of talked about this earlier. How do you go about criticism and what would you want to tell an artist coming up how they should handle criticism?
I was terrible at taking criticism up until like 3 years ago. 3 years ago is when like it all started. Benchwarmer is when it kind of started clicking. Like, oh, you're not that great. You know what I mean? Because I think you can get so caught up in people telling you you're really, really good, and you start to believe. You start to smell yourself a little bit. Yeah. And then if you really just take stock of your life and stock of the places you are in right now, and you understand you're not nowhere near as good as where you need to be to go to that level. So my biggest advice would be, hey man, shut the fuck up. If you trust this person, trust them to make the right decision about what's going on, you know, with your craft. You don't have to take everyone's advice and you don't have to take all advice, but be open to it. And that's where I am now. It's like, I'm in the point where now they be like, that's trash. I be like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like real life. Like, I think because I went to a point on this album where I was like, I gotta make something better than Benchwarmers. I gotta make something better than Benchwarmers, right? And that put me in a bad place. It was a real bad place, bro. Like, because I'm not trying to compete with somebody else. I'm trying to compete with the thought of how great this album was, right? So I'm like, you know what? I just started having fun. Like, from North Monologue back, right? That's when the whole sound kind of like shifts to like more gritty. That was just me having fun. Okay. Like, the creative shit was all in the beginning, and then
kind of stop thinking about it.
Boom, and that's where you get songs like City and ABC Camp and stuff like that.
You're going out, you're going in.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, that's all it is. Just listen, man. You don't have to actually apply what you're listening to, but just listen, because at some point it'll make sense. It'll make sense to you. Like, damn. All right, I tried it my way. That shit ain't work. Let me go try it his way and see if that work. And if that don't work, we gotta try it another way. So just listen. That's the best thing. Be coachable. Don't be a bench warmer. If you literally are not coachable, you will never leave the bench. You will never be a starter in this game.
So we getting towards the end. Yeah. Tell me, how do you want you to be remembered? You know, that's not what I end with.
I want everybody experiencing me with me like, that was a good guy. That's a good dude. Like, he meant me well. Even though it might not have worked out, whatever me and him was working on might not have worked out, I know he had my best interest. Like, the rap stuff is cool. I already think I'm one of them. You gotta think that if you're a rapper, but I think I'm one of them. But I just want to be remembered as a good dude. Like, legit. Like, he did right by me. What you want to be remembered as?
That guy? I really just want to be remembered as like I always say the creative's creative. Yeah. Like, I I won't ever say I can't do something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it first, and then I'll tell you, nah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But if I never tried it, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I can probably do it. Like, I want to be the person who tried everything and showed you that you could do it.
Yeah.
Just because I tried it and I somewhat succeeded at it.
It's possible.
And it's possible because if you try, you go find a way.
Right.
And that's kind of what I want to be remembered as. Like, that dude who found a way to do all these wild ideas he had.
Yes, sir. I mean, look at you. First episode back. Everything's an upgrade. I love this, man. I'm proud of you. Like, I can't tell you that enough. Like, we started together. And I'm appreciative of everything, bro. So thank you for having me. Thank you, man.
Brody.
For sure, man.
And that's it. Thank y'all for tuning in to Kicking It with Tyree. I got Mo City with me.
You know,
We out.
we out.
Ducked off low key, yeah, you know me. Kick it with Tyree, hit it 3 like Kyrie.